Hello, everyone. This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. This video today is very special. It's about news. QA expert Daryl Guberman illustrates why the Department of Justice and Department of Homeland Security SCHTUPS 2018-2019 families of the Ethiopian heir and Indonesian heir. Yes, we're going to go through this. Hopefully we can get through this in a timely fashion. But here it is. I was there at the Senate subcommittee meeting. You're not really supposed to get up. And I did because I wanted to support Sam Salipar, the whistleblower. And that's what I wanted to do, and I did. And don't get me wrong, they could have thrown me out, I could have been arrested, but I did not, because Richard Blumenthal was over at my house when I was a kid, and he knew my mom Sylvia quite well, and I told him that when after I got done saying in the support of Sam Salipar, and I told him that Boeing gave up supplier auditing for 22 years in many arenas. He said, sit down, and anyway, he came up to me and he asked me to give my information off to his aides, and I couldn't give them everything I had, because it was like giving, I don't know, we'll continue. I was also there June 18th watching David Calhoun, CEO, talk about his salary after he was forced into it, and also not only his salary, but also how many employees he has. That's about all he knew. But I will show you this as well. Boeing sits with the Homeland Security, and the worst thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm getting to the point, and this is why the DOJ, along with Homeland Security, is SCHTUPing those passengers and the 348 ghosts that Mr. Robert Kelly Oatberg is there at Boeing. Yes, 348, because he was the guy on board at Collins when they were, developing, manufacturing, and implementing the M.KHAN system for the Ethiopian Air and Indonesian Air and 737 MAX airplanes. As you can see from this picture, that's what you get when you mix this together. So let me just tell you this. Boeing and Homeland Security pays a fee to be on ANSI-ANAB's board. ANSI-ANAB, the American National Standards Institute, and the American National Crediting Board, are Boeing's accreditation body and also underwriter, because they take over and they're an underwriter for the International Accreditation Forum incorporated in Delaware. I say it time and time again. I have to say it because if you're new to this video, I want you to understand it, because somebody said to me, Rich, as a matter of fact, a friend of mine said, Daryl, everybody knows, everybody hears it. Well, that's not the point. The point is for the new people who are just tuning into this, I want to explain it to you because you deserve an explanation. So Boeing and Homeland Security pay a fee for membership to ANSI-ANAB. Boeing mandates ANSI-ANAB on their supplier portal. They sit on the board, the management committee of ANSI-ANAB that can grant, suspend, or withdraw certification or take certification away. And in a 2002 document for supplier auditing, and it was a supplier bulletin actually, they said, if you are ANSI-ANAB accredited with an AS9100 for aerospace certification, send us a cert, send us your parts, so we don't have to come out to visit you. So there you go. Boeing is constricting the whole mess with ANSI-ANAB. Also, the Department of Homeland Security is a customer of ANSI-ANAB. It means they're paying a fee for a service that is being rendered by ANSI-ANAB to them. We have those documents and we will show them very closely. You have these three agencies, there's more than that sit on ANSI-ANAB's board, paying a fee for membership, and you have also David Calhoun over there. Boeing is also paying a fee. Boeing uses it, as I told you, as an accreditation body, while both the Department of Homeland Security and also the Department of Justice is paying as a customer to get a service rendered from the American National Standards Institute and the American National Accrediting Board, which is the accreditation body and underwriter for Boeing. ANSI, the American National Standards Institute, is a private, not-for-profit, non-governmental corporation, been around for 100 plus years. They have federal agencies and corporations on board. In 2018, ANSI took over complete control over the American National Accrediting Board. This is the American National Standards Institute. Between 2015 and 2018, The IAF in 2015 was handed over to a communist Chinese national, Zhao Junwu, who at the time was also the chief executive of the China National Accreditation Services, who in 2017 certified the ill-prepared Wuhan lab that let the China virus go. It's Pamela Sale, the vice president of quality for laboratory accreditation, stated it under deposition 2017. She said from one laboratory to another, there's variances on top of it. In 2018, ladies and gentlemen, business owners, a contingency went over to the Wuhan lab, and guess what? The scientists there were complaining that they didn't have enough trained technicians. In 2019 now, in a CDC document of May of 2019, training document for virology labs, it stated that the first line of any good biolevel 4 lab to keep it safe is to have trained technicians. Well-trained technicians is the first level of containment in any well-run lab. They're the wall to keep out the viruses from escaping. You have the factor that, yes, ANSI is an underwriter for IAF and ANSI ANAP, and they're the founder of the IAF. Their sister organization, ILAC, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation, is in Australia. And here it is. Now we bring to bear Mr. Richard Blumenthal. Mr. Richard Blumenthal, and right over here, I have to put this over there, let Richard go at the top. This is the actual document that shows that the Department of Commerce, the Homeland Security, Department of Justice, and the FDA all pay a fee, not only for membership on Boeing's, on the ANSI ANAB's board, but also as customers that pay for a fee, a service that ANSI ANAB are their supplier. So how do you like them apples? How can justice be done when we have the DOJ, DHS, FAA, members on ANSI ANAB board, the accreditation body and underwriter of Boeing? The DOJ, DHS, Department of Commerce, FDA, all are paying fees, not just for membership, but also for business transactions. ANSI ANAB are underwriters for the IAF, International Accreditation Forum, incorporated in Delaware. It is an association of accreditation bodies, national and international. Also, the sister organization of ILAC, which is the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation. Please note, ANSI is the founder of the IAF and ANAB is the affiliate. You also have NIST that sits on board. I want to throw this in as well, because I told you about the DOJ and DHS, but this is funny. Yeah, it's sadly funny. NIST MEP, 50 strong in 50 states. Here it is. They get both state and federal funding, whereby NIST MEP, Manufacturing Extension Partnership, whereby 64.85% of their funds are divvied up between their management, personnel, bonuses, and pay, and the last 30-some-odd% is left for the manufacturers in those states. No wonder why our manufacturing is in bad shape. NIST sits on ANSI ANAB's board. You have this guy, Gordon Gilliman, $120,000 tax-free, which is called a royalty payment. Here it is. There you go. Let me put it to you like this so that you can get the full regalia of this mess. And here it is. I'll hold it here. You can stop the video and look at this, because that's what a royalty payment is. That's what it used to be, okay? And now you have the factor. Here it is. This will be for another video. You have the factor of the intertwinement of the Department of Homeland Security. You see Richard Blumenthal right over there. And then you have Boeing on this side of the world, right here, Boeing. I will take care of this in another video. Here's the balance sheet that I showed you before that has the Department of Commerce, Homeland Security, Department of Justice, U.S. Food, FDA. You have Boeing that sits on there. You also have the Department of Homeland Security. We just put Richard down, but I want to show you this. Phil Matheson, who sits there as an Executive Director of Office of Standards, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, he gets $262,000 tax-free. So you're not only paying for a fee to become a member, but you're also paying them as a customer, okay? You're the customer. DHS is paying for services rendered by ANSI ANAB. And then you have the Department of Justice. Yes, this video today is about news. QA expert Daryl Guberman illustrates that the DOJ and DHS SCHTUPS, Indonesian Air, and also Ethiopian Air families. 203-556-1493. I thank you.